What's up, guys? Today I'm going to do 5 easy tricks without even having to ollie. So there's tricks that pop and there's tricks that slide, and you guessed it, these are going to be slidey tricks. So the first trick and the easiest trick on this video is going to be the regular shove it without the pop. So to do this, I've got my front foot over the front bolts or a little bit behind them, just in the middle of the board, and I've got my back foot with my toes hanging off right after that pocket, right on the tail after the pocket, and all I'm doing is jumping and sliding the board around. You don't have to actually pop and hit the tail. If you're on blacktop or like skate park ground or indoor skate park ground, you can definitely really slide it around without having to really pop this trick. So if you're on really rough ground, it's going to be hard to do a shove it without popping it. But as long as you can find like new blacktop or something kind of smooth, it definitely works. So you can fling a few around and jump off of them. You don't have to land on the first one, but all you have to do is really just pull the board around with your feet, jump, and commit to landing back on the board. It's not that hard. I think the next, so I'm gonna stick with the shove-its for this. So I think the next easiest shove-it would be the nollie shove. So it's the same thing, it's just you're doing it on the front of the board, but the same thing. Your back foot is right in the middle of the board, your front foot, you got your toes hanging off. Sometimes a nollie shove it can even be easier than the regular shove it. I would practice this on carpet, practice all of these on carpet, or somewhere where you're not gonna slip out before you practice doing them outside while you're rolling in a parking lot like this. So after that, the fakie shove it is pretty easy, maybe even easier than both of those. Everybody's different, so everybody's gonna have a different easiest and hardest trick. But with the fakie shove it, you're just doing the same thing, you're just rolling fakie. You gotta be comfortable rolling fakie first. So that's 3 tricks already without even knowing how to ollie. And these tricks are easier than doing an ollie. So I would go into front shoves every way, but with front shoves, it's harder to do them without popping them. When I do a front shove, I definitely pop it most of the time. Even without thinking about it, my board, I just pop those tricks. So next I want to talk about Fakie Big Spins. So with the Fakie Big Spin, all you're doing is rolling fakie, winding up your shoulders, and you kind of pivot. You really just pivot halfway around and then throw a little shove it in there. So if you know how to do a shove it, you can do a Fakie Big Spin before you know how to do just a regular big spin, because you're really just pivoting around and then throwing it the last half of the 180. Some people learn this trick on long boards. This is a trick you can learn on any size or shape board. It's definitely an easier trick to do on a big, huge, long board. This is one of the easiest tricks to do on a long board. It's easier than just doing a regular shove it when you're on a really long, like dancing long board, something huge. It just works. It naturally comes around, and it's just one of those tricks that just works. So that's 4. So the last trick on this list, I'm gonna go with something different. I've been going with a bunch of just shove it kind of tricks. So with the last one, we're gonna go with a boneless. This is a trick I've talked about before in videos, but I think this is a really good beginner trick, and this is a beginner tutorial. So with this trick, you're just rolling along, you grab the middle of your board, and then as you grab it, Indy with your back hand, your front foot is gonna come off, plant on the ground, you're gonna jump, and then try to get your front foot back on as good as you can. You can do this really slow at first and just work your way up, and it just works. It's a good way to get higher than you can ollie before you know how to ollie high, because you can just boneless as high as you can jump off of your front foot. So it's nice out today, it's warm, but it is wet. It's the only place I could find where it wasn't just too wet to skate. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, reviews, tutorials, and videos about what I'm learning as I grow as a skateboarder, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.